Hello, my friend. Welcome back. Hello, my friend. Yeah, everybody. Just celebrating Trevor Noah this episode. I hope you guys are all celebrating Trevor Noah's off the record tour. As you can see here, he is traveling all around the United States. I got a lot of tickets for it. Like, I'm actually doing I'm doing like my own like tour. I don't know what's that called when you follow a band around like different concerts. I'm gonna follow him on his first leg of the tour. Like I'm just gonna like I'm having a whole like going across the country Trevor Noah extravaganza. Me and the girls were gonna go out there and we're just gonna like go
see Trevor. Like, we just think he's like hot and his hair is like hot. Look at that. He has like speakers in back of him, which I guess is like, I don't know why, but oh, off the record, it's like about like fucking music.
like what is he gonna talk about me? I don't get it. Yo, it's off the record. Oh yeah, it's okay. It'll be funny if Trevor Noah like called one of his tours or specials like "No Holds
Barred.
No Holds Barred for Trevor. He's No Holds Barred
tour for fucking Trevor Noah is going all in this time. Watch the fuck out. Trevor Noah is gonna be edgy now, okay? Trevor Noah Parental Advisory Tour. The Trevor Noah Parental Advisory Tour. Okay. It's the Trevor Noah Parental fucking Advisory Tour.
Watch the fuck out, Mom and Dad. I'm going to see Trevor Noah, okay?
I'm not gonna listen to your shit anymore. We eat Apple Jacks because we like it. Why do you guys like Apple Jacks? It doesn't taste like apple. We eat it because we fucking like it. Now shut up.
And he punches his dad in the face.
Shut the fuck up, and he pisses out.
Kid pisses on his dad.
What if I just had this? I just had this Trevor Noah image going the whole podcast episode. It's just in the back. No one watches the video, so check out the video version on TooYube. It's like YouTube, but it plays backwards. Check out TooYube. It's like YouTube, but it goes in reverse, and you can't actually fix it. You can't go like switch it. You have to go to real YouTube or TooYube if you want to watch it backwards and get the backwards masking effects going. A lot of people know this. But if you listen to this podcast, you're getting subliminal messages. I'm telling your kids to go kill people. Subliminal. I don't know. Do any podcasts do backwards masking? I'm pressing my podcast to vinyl, so like if you guys want to go ahead and pre-order the vinyl, I'm pressing it to vinyl. I'm the analog boy. Anyway, you can tell Trevor Noah is funny because of this face he's making. Like, I can't do it the other way. I'm gonna try to have that as my podcast thumbnail now. Yeah, that's actually pretty hard to do it the other way if you're not. It's harder to raise my eyebrow not of my right side because I'm right-handed. I don't know if that makes any difference, but you know, Trevor Noah is like, if you go to a Trevor Noah show, I mean, all bets are off. Like, you will be offended, okay? Look, if you go to a Trevor Noah show, I mean, just know that, like, the rules
Are out the window the second you step into the Trevor Noah show. Know that all rules are going out the fucking window, okay, buddy? Okay, buddy?
By the way, I made a Twitter account recently. It's just a guy in his room. And I haven't followed anyone because I'm kind of just seeing if I like it again. Like, you know, like I'm kind of trying to just not worry about what I post like I used to, and like I'm really only checking it, so I probably won't ever really post on there. But let's see, I meant to go to this is his Twitter page. Dates have been added. Tickets is good. Look, I'm honestly not trying to be a hater. Like, here's the big problem I have with Trevor Noah. Like, I'm not trying to hate on, like I talked about last episode, how David Cross was being a snob about Larry the Cable Guy. Well, here's the thing. I think Larry the Cable Guy is actually funny, like, even though he's doing a character that's like hick. And it's obviously, I mean, maybe you could say the same thing about Trevor Noah. Like, oh, he's just I'm not like, but Trevor Noah has to know that, like, I kind of feel like he thinks he is like edgy, you know what I mean? Where, like, if you see a certain type of comic, like if I go see Jim Gaffigan, I know he's a family kind of friendly, but like, so is Trevor Noah. I don't think he thinks of himself that way, though, because I tried watching his new special. I only made it like literally 10 minutes. And, I mean, I was trying to give it a chance. Like, I really did try. Like, I think at the beginning, it was this corny. Here's what I'll say about Trevor Noah, okay? It's corny. He's corny. I mean, like, black people would probably say that about him. Like, do they even like Trevor Noah? All right, I'm going to look that up. Like, I looked up Lizzo last time. Here we go. I mean, I know he's, like, African and South African. I just don't really, I don't know. I just don't really get it. I don't think black people like him. I mean, I'm just guessing. But I feel like I've seen, the only time I see someone list Trevor Noah as, like, I like stand-up comedians like, and they list Trevor Noah, it's always 100% of the time a white girl that's, like, in her 20s. Like, maybe not in her 20s, but just college educated. I've seen girls on the subway with literally his book, and they're reading it, and they have been white girls. I've never seen anyone but a white girl with that book. And I've seen them on dating apps listed as, like, I like Trevor Noah. It's always a white girl, like 10 out of 10 times. I'm not, you know, the guy, Dehaj, I've had him on the podcast. He liked one of his bits, but he said he got in trouble for Trevor Noah, I guess, did a bit about Aboriginal women, and he got in trouble for it. And I looked at it, it was like not even offensive at all. Like, this is like, and he apologized. And he said, you know what? You're right. I will do the work. You know, I don't know if anybody asked this. Nobody asked this question, I guess. How did nobody ask this question if they did about Lizzo? This is somebody, changed my view. Trevor Noah is as close to objectively unfunny as you get. Now, this is probably somebody like me. It's probably a dude. I'll be fair, you know. I don't know anyone in person who likes the guy. That's the key right here, okay? Like, I'm not trying to be a hater. I tried to watch his special. Some of it I was like, I guess it's just not for me. Like, it's not. He was doing he does accents, he does voices, he makes goofy faces, like, and the impression, he did a Trump impression, wasn't, it wasn't bad, actually, but I don't, like, how is that, like, how do people like a Trump impression still? Especially if you hate Trump, when you be like, I can't even laugh at this. I don't know. I'm sick of I don't care about someone's Trump impression, I'm just so sick of hearing it. I know a lot of high schoolers who think he's funny. Yep. That makes sense. I thought actually little kids would think it's fun. Trevor Noah can give a good stand-up. I do think he is charismatic. However, his gig on The Daily Show takes away from that. The Daily Show writers aren't funny. I watched some clips of his stand-up. I tried to watch his special. About as funny as his Daily Show. I mean, maybe it's a little funny. I'll give him this, okay? He's probably funnier at stand-up than on The Daily Show. And I haven't watched his older specials. He's probably funnier in the past. That's what happens when you are as famous as Trevor Noah. Like, I guarantee he's holding a lot of shit back. Like, he would maybe be a little more edgy, but he knows his lane now. I mean, look, he's good at doing whatever. I mean, he's really successful at being very non-offensive. Like, I don't think you need to be offensive. Don't get me wrong. It's just a different style of comedy. But even for that, his new special, he went into like, and I would play it, but I don't feel like getting a notice. It's not really, it's just like you try to watch it yourself. It's on Netflix. Or watch a clip. He did a bit about, I guess his father's Swiss or from Switzerland, and that was okay. It was like a story at least. And then he did a thing about the COVID and the COOF, the virus, if you know what I mean. And that wasn't that great. And I was hoping he went somewhere different with that. Although he had similar opinions that I had. I thought maybe we'd come together, but instead we fought more. But it's like, yeah, but he should have went after the media. But he's part of the media, so, he did just quit The Daily Show, so maybe he'll go a little time. I'm not going to hold that hope with anyone. I had hope for Jon Stewart because he has been not on mainstream media for a while, but now he's just doing the same shit. Actually worse, like he used to be better. I don't think he has dry humor like this person's saying. No, he doesn't. Not at all. I mean, I just don't know anybody that talks about him ever. Like, no one is fucking... I'm just annoyed, like, I wasn't going to be a hater, but, like, then he went into this stuff that was basically Twitter opinions. Like, it was like, he made fun of Queen Elizabeth dying, saying, like, oh, he had an interesting point. Like, if someone's dead, then that's when you should talk shit. And I guess that's kind of a funny... I mean, I don't know, it's not that insightful, though. I don't know. Like, he just did, like, this typical... my problem with comedy now isn't even, like, the jokes. It's, like, the fact that it's all the same opinion. Like, he literally could have taken literal tweets, and that was... Like, you can go on Twitter, and whatever the most left-wing opinion is, that's what he was talking about. Like, he was just, like... All these countries were probably, like, they were celebrating when Queen Elizabeth died, and then he did to try to be edgy about Queen Elizabeth. Dude, it's not edgy to go with the mainstream. It's just not. Like, all these comics now, they're like, I'm going to be edgy, but only about things that Twitter is going to be edgy about. Like, only anti-royal family stuff. And even that stuff he could have been more insightful about. Like, even if you are making fun of the royal family, it is stupid. It is, like, over the top. It is, like, a dumb, like, having a king and queen. That's something funny. That is funny, to have a king and queen still. But, like, to just go, like, I don't know, social justice-y type of point, like, we get it. We've seen it a million times. Like, do people go to fucking comedians now and they want to see the same shit they hear on Twitter? I mean... That's why, like, even fucking local comedy, I'm just so fucking over it now. Like, I wasn't, like, really, I don't know, man. My opinion on it kind of, no, it doesn't. I mean, yeah, I think it's done. I mean, I think stand-up's pretty much as an art form where it used to be. Well, I'll say this. I'm not saying no one can do stand-up anymore. I'm saying, well, I used to see stand-up as, like, oh, that's the place where you go to say, like, the truth. Like, you can be, like, truthful with stand-up. Like, that's the one place you can go, and you can expose what people are afraid to say, but you make it funny. I just don't see it as that anymore. Like, I know you still have people like Louis now still doing stand-up. You have Chappelle, but he is getting attacked on stage, and a venue literally canceled his show. I mean, and he's the top say what he thinks comedian out there right now. Like, even Louis doesn't do, I went to see Louis like a year ago, and he was great, but even he wasn't doing stuff like Chappelle was doing. Like, he was being like honest, but not like the way Chappelle, like he wasn't being as brutal as Chappelle. And I mean, yeah, it's just kind of, even if those guys are going light a little bit, like now I don't know, maybe Louis' next special is going to be really like daring, because I heard him on Rogan say, yeah, I'm doing some really like shit that's like offensive, which is good. I'm excited about that. But so we'll see. But I mean, I'm just looking at those guys now and seeing how it goes with that, because like I just don't see it the same way anymore. I don't see it as that. I think now I just see it as another way to get your thoughts out, but you can't be that honest, or that like you can make these little like jokes. And I guess I'm not like, I don't do it just to be on stage and just to get laughs, I guess. I don't know. I'm not even that like edgy, but yeah, I'm not. I don't even understand why people like Trevor Noah do stand up. Like, I guess they just want to get laughs, and they can adjust what they're talking about. They don't have to feel like they're okay, basically, with being told you can't say a lot of shit. I mean, God, man. I mean, look, it is dying. Like, it is dying, maybe slowly. I don't know. I've already talked about it, all this stuff, but I mean, people kept saying for years, like, oh, we're going to get past this. People are going to be, we're going to pass all this shit, People are getting tired of that, like, overly sensitive stuff. We're going to get past it, No, we didn't. It's way worse. I mean, it's just even when COVID hit, oh, yeah, the viruses, we're going to all be less sensitive. It's going to be fine. We're going to go back to, nope. Not even close. I mean, and who cares why it happened? Everybody on these podcasts are like, why do you think we got here? Like, why? What? Oh, how do we get out of it? I'm so sick of it. Rogan even still does this. How do we get, what do we do? How do we get out of this? I mean, people hate, like, that one lady, that Marjorie Green, whatever lady, who's kind of like a little out there. Look, a lot of people hate her, but I think she's right. Like, she's kind of right. There's no way she was calling for a national divorce. I think she's kind of right. Like, I don't want to, but I don't know what your argument is against that. Like, how do we, like, there is no other. We have so much other shit going on now, too. It's just adding to it. All we're going to do is add more shit we have to fix. Like, I mean, you would think, like, yeah, you would think people would want stand-up to be cathartic again. Like, you would think that people want to laugh at shit because they're going through hard times. They want to hear cathartic, like, brutal stand-up again. It hasn't happened. I mean, it isn't happening. I mean, according to David Cross, you should just like stop doing a bit if one person is offended. I can't believe nobody said do black people like Trevor Noah. I don't know. Anyway, let's look at his tweets here. Did he have anything? These are just like standard. I don't blame him. I don't blame him for not making jokes on Twitter, that's for sure. Of course you're going to get Trevor. I'll say this. Of course you will get Trevor Noah for these award shows. Like, okay, Ricky Gervais used to do it. People liked it, but a lot of, okay. The Academy themselves didn't like it. So he stopped. He was edgy. You might hate him. You might not think he's funny, but he was offending people, and offending actors. That's who. That's why it was good. That's why people liked it. But no, okay. Now we're gonna go with who? You could have just guessed Trevor Noah is who they're gonna get. He's not gonna do what Ricky Gervais did. If he does, he may have one joke that's sort of like out, like a little bit, and then he'll stop doing it. He will just stop, and he'll keep doing the Grammys. You know, Kevin Hart, like, he refused to do it because he knew he would get, like, backlash. Trevor Noah, does he worry about? No, he'll just stop doing whatever it is. He'll apologize. I mean, let me ask you guys this. Who's your favorite young up-and-coming comic? Who's the most, like, how many are there? Like, one that you can think of? Ugh, man, I don't know. I don't like being a hater and just looking up some guy's shit to, like, roast it, but, like, he's like a corporate guy's dream of a stand-up. He'll do whatever you say. He won't. Like, hire him. Go ahead. Hire him for a corporate comedy event. Tell him what not to do. He won't do it. Like, he's the guy for you. He is, like, you might as well, he might as well have been born in, like, a corporation's, like, lab or something. Like, hey, Pepsi just came out with a comedian, guys. Hey, hey, guys, you know, those medicine companies, they have a, I don't know, who's like the biggest Citibank's comedian. He was raised in their lab. He was raised in the, like, WEF. He was born in the lab of the World Economic Forum. And he just goes along, he goes to those meetings, and they're like, do this, and he does it. And he makes a silly face on his tour poster, and everybody goes, modern master of classic stand-up, says The Guardian. He is the new gold standard of stand-up, says The Times. Well, see what I mean? I'm right. That's where it's going, guys. I agree with them. He is the new gold standard. Unfortunately, it's not a good thing. But he's the new gold standard. He's the Oprah certified. He quit The Daily Show. Everybody's like, oh, did he get sick of being a corporate, like, middle-of-the-road comedian? No, he didn't. Maybe he just wants to quit. He's done it for fucking forever. You know what? There's always a point in an actor or any celeb's career where they just grow their hair out longer, and I guess that's the point Trevor Noah's at. I think it started in quarantine, though. And, what the fuck is that he's wearing? Hollywood Reporter photo shoot. Trevor Noah is wearing little kid pajamas, I guess. I don't know what this is. Butterflies on it? What is this? I know they tell you what to wear. Like, I know that when you go for these shoots, I heard. But can't you just say no thanks? I mean, oh, God, man. All right, anyway. Yeah, I wish I could now go into something I liked about stand-up. Like, oh, I saw this. Well, I did say, you know, Louis has a new, probably, I don't know, man. I just think we always thought of stand-up as that's where the truth comes out. Richard Pryor. You got guys like, you got guys like George Carlin. You got your Richard Pryors out there. That's where you tell, you know what? It's like, I thought it, and he said it. They tell it like it is. They tell it like it is. That's what stand-up is all about. You go there.
They're telling it like it is, everybody. When I was a kid, I was raised on Lenny Bruce, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Lenny Bruce. He got arrested. George Carlin.
Got arrested for offending people in his stand-up. You tell it like it is, guys. Well, what do we have now, guys? What do we have now for stand-up? The whole thing that represents stand-up? This guy. This guy. You like me, right? Come on, please like me. You like me, don't you? I can't really like figure out his act. It's like a British accent, I guess, but he's South African. I don't know where he was raised, but I just can't imagine black audiences being into him. Like, I can't imagine. He would probably change his act a little bit. I guarantee he would talk differently. He'd all of a sudden talk, you know, he'd try to sound like a Pryor or somebody. He'd be like, y'all know when, like, white bitches hit you up and shit? We're like, wait, what the fuck is this voice? Well, I'm performing in Harlem. I got to switch it up a little bit. Man, that would be funny if he did that and got called out. The trendsetter Trevor Noah. You see the fucking edge and he walks right over it, guys. Who else is like, who's the top? I'm going to just Google. Kevin Hart's going to be up there. This is all not what I wanted. Who's like the most up and coming? Here we go. Best up-and-coming comedians to watch in 2022. Here we go. Let's go. Never heard of any of these. Niles Abston. Let's see. I guess I can't really play these. Wow, I know this guy. Niles Abston. Black guy. It says his special is brimming with sly jokes about growing up black with money, Southern homophobia. I don't know. I didn't watch him. Dylan Adler. I'm pretty sure I've seen that. Yeah, I know this guy. I actually know that. Well, I'm not friends with him, but I've just seen him at Mike's here. I don't want to get a notice. He's this gay Asian guy. I've seen him at a lot of before the pandemic anyway. Dylan Adler is doing backflips around comedy in New York. Yeah, I saw him like play piano and he's good. He's funny, but you know, pretty like alternative comedy type of thing. More like a performer to me than a stand-up. I mean, he also is releasing an album called Rape Victims Are Horny Too. How's he getting away with that? Yeah, he does like, I don't know, he's kind of more a performer. He does like musical parodies. I guess I'm not that familiar with this stuff. Anyway. Yeah, I've seen this guy at Mike's and didn't know he was... Well, I figured he probably was more successful. You know, getting more successful. He has a TikTok live. Ugh. Don't know this person. I guess I'm not going to know any of these, but... Lisa Gilroy, let's see. They compare her to Jenna Marbles or Kristen Bell. Those aren't funny people. She's an improv person. See, you know. Holmes. One name. Never heard of them. I'm afraid to even say he or she now. I don't know. These are really up and coming. I didn't really think they were going to go this deep. All right, let's see. Best up and coming in 2020. Maybe I'll see somebody I know. No, I won't. Never mind. Maybe I'll just go to a list of specials or something. Top 40. Oh, this is 2013. God damn it. Well, I mean, yeah, like I can't think of anybody. My issue with all this, like I said, is they all blend together because wait, do it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, my issue is that they all have the same views on everything and it's all like kind of blends together. Like I could be like, it's almost like you could go, hey, I want to watch stand-up. Okay, what demographic or race or gender or orientation do you want to see? and then you put it in, and then like you could just close your eyes and you would think it's just all the same comic. I think because they all have the same opinions. That's my issue with it. Like people say that about late night shows now. They are all the same too. One white guy that has the same anti-Trump jokes as the other guy. You could close your eyes and be like, oh, is that Kimmel or Colbert? Like, which one, you know? Yeah, so, I don't know. Don't mean to complain about comedy again, but, anyways, got some, breaking news here. Nice. Well, it's not breaking news, but, we got some, you know, if you guys heard of the, Clinton, you know, the, Bill and Hillary body count type thing, if you guys have heard of that. Here's another one, and there was another new one after this that I... But this is really a crazy story because at first they didn't find a gun and there was no gun. Now, all of a sudden, a shotgun was found near the body of a Clinton aide linked to Epstein. Apparently, he signed in Jeffrey Epstein like 7 times at least or something like that. I don't know if that's why he did this or if he did this. Now, could he have offed himself by... I mean, this description is just nuts. I just wanted to kind of like read this on here because it's so crazy. Just a little update for you guys. Just took a shit just now. I just paused it. Just took a shit. Came out pretty well. Looked pretty good. Wasn't too loose. Wasn't too tight. Yeah, I don't know what the terminology is. Loose stool meaning... Oh, wait. Yeah, loose would be too runny. Feel free to fast forward, by the way. Loose would be too runny. Tight would be too clump. You know when you go... Hey, guys. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me. You know when you have those kind of little... Go number 2, you guys have those little pellets come out. You know what I mean? What's with that? You know? Like, what is that? It's like, what am I, a bird here? What is that? You know what I mean? Like, what am I, a bunny? Having pellets come out? Like little... That's how a bunny goes to the bathroom. That's why I couldn't have a rabbit, even in a cage, or just like all of the time shitting. I forget who, like somebody was over the house, like maybe growing up, and they had some kind of rabbit in a cage, and they're just shitting constantly. It's kind of like a fish and or turtles. We had turtles before. Ninja Turtles, actually. What am I doing? I forget why I'm... You know, we had little turtles that we just kept in a tank, and they just shot up. You had to, like, change the water. You had to... Or it would just, like... They'd die from their shit water. Just, like, always shitting. You know what I'm saying? All right, thanks for tuning in. How loud is this, I wonder? I don't think I used this one yet. What would this be for? Like, what kind of news show would this be for? Thank you for tuning in to Stock Update. I don't know, this doesn't even sound like the news. All right, everybody, how is it going? We got the best in entertainment news, breaking news. That doesn't work for me, sorry. See, what the fuck is this? So, I don't really know. I always use this one, it's a good one. Maybe this, Alright, anyway, here, like I was just talking about, interesting crime-related news, Let me see if I could find a. This is good. I'm trying to look up true crime music. No, not at all. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. All these make me think somebody's gonna rap over it. I don't know why. It's too silly sounding. Alright, I guess I'll go with the first one I played. Sorry for all this pausing. I'm gonna have to edit that out. So, you heard of the C body count. We got another edition, guys.
Clinton aide linked to Jeffrey Epstein found dead. He texted wife, "Found a perfect place for a nap," before blasting his chest and falling from bench with electrical cord tied around his neck. Very interesting, yes. Clinton White House aide Mark Middleton killed himself on a ranch in Arkansas. The sheriff now says a gun was actually found 30 feet from his body. Normal. They suspect it to be a suicide, obviously, because a gun was found 30 feet away from my body and he hung himself and had an electrical cord. This is fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. Check me out soon, guys, on
my
ridiculous
stand-up tour. Okay, so, yeah. Further set up paper, hold on. So he had a 12-gauge shotgun, or coach gun, whatever that means, 30 feet away from his body. And by the way, they found the gun only after everybody said why was no gun found. They somehow the next day found the gun, miraculously 30 feet away from the body, guys. Now, could it happen? I guess. He tied an electrical cord around his neck and then shot himself. So if the blast didn't kill him, the wire would when he fell. In the note to his wife, he said, "Going to rest for a while." And he said, "You are a great mom and wife, babe." He signed off on the text with a heart emoji. And then, apparently, Middleton, 59, then pulled a 8-foot-long bench over to a tree at a point on the ranch overlooking the valley, who stood on top of the bench, as you do, and tied one end of the extension cord to a large limb of the tree and the other around his neck. It is believed that Mr. Middleton then took the firearm and placed the barrels against his chest. I guess, when did he fucking place the barrels against his chest and then reached out with his left hand and pulled his first finger on the first trigger? Then he pulled the trigger, which struck him in the chest, and then he fell from the bench, causing the extension cord to become tight, cutting off his breathing. And the gun landed 30 feet away from him due to the recoil from the discharge and the height and angle of the ground. This is just so complicated. What a way to go. Why can't you just fucking... Why can't you just fucking take pills and then shoot yourself? Why would you have to hang and, like... I don't know. This just doesn't make sense. They didn't find any evidence that there was anyone else present. His body was discovered after 1 p.m. in May 2022, by the way. It took this long for them to report it. But they think he killed himself more than 3 hours earlier. He had a history of depression. I don't know, man. He was a special advisor to B. Clinton in the 90s and signed Jeffrey Epstein in the White House on 7 of the 17 times the late pedo visited. A police report was released to the... This sounds like if you're like doing a detective story. Then what happened? Well, stay tuned to find out. Here's the reason. Nobody really knows why people off themselves. I mean, so that I'll give them, but like, I don't know. It just doesn't. All this together. I mean, they say Kurt Cobain fucking shot himself, and it was like almost impossible because of how much like drugs he was on to also then aim that like double bit whatever shotgun. I don't know. It doesn't make I don't know. Because it was a while, it says, in the 90s is when he was working. But why is everybody attached to the C's here? B or H? Why are they all, they all off themselves mysteriously. Every single one. Like, maybe not every single one, but a lot of them. Okay? Now let me look up the other story I mentioned. This was, I think, here in New York City. Hold on. I mean, that guy had an Epstein link, which... Come on, where is it? Maybe it was an advisor. Oh, this might be it. Hold on. This guy, this is who I was talking about. Well, wait, should I finish? I gotta finish this. I don't think there was anything else to it, though. So anyway, this guy that I was just reading is Mark Middleton. He worked closely, it looks like, with B. Clinton and signed in Epstein. That's very suspicious. Although it was way later when, just last year when he offed himself. I don't know why you'd wait that long. Like, did the guilt... Let me ask you this, guys. Did the guilt... Oh, wait, let me... This might be good for this. Did the guilt get to Mr. Middleton? Let me ask you that. Was it the guilt? Did something else come up? Was something coming out about Mr. Middleton? Or was it just a little coinky-dink that he just happened to tie that thing around his and shoot himself and then die of hanging? Die of the shot and then die from hanging and was managed to pull send that weird text. Does that it does sound a little like a suicide note, I will admit that, but what's something else going on, guys? And it's not really saying anything else. There was also the Seth R. story, but that was tied to the DNC and also WikiLeaks. And by the way, it's called, for anyone who's about to mention this on a podcast or anywhere else, WikiLeaks, not WikiLinks. People stop saying that. Just Just a note to everybody out there. Doing this kind of stuff and mentioning the SR botched robbery. Seth R had a botched robbery just conspicuously after he leaked a ton of stuff about the DNC to WikiLeaks and Julian Assange around the time of the 2016 election. I guess it was just that. I mean, there was nothing else to it. But anyway, so this was crazy enough. Scott Middleton shooting himself and also hanging himself at the same time and sending a weird, vague text like "You're a great mom." Found a great spot to rest for a while. I guess that means he offed himself. And then this just happened yesterday, updated. February 24th. Billionaire hold on. I got to get a producer, guys. I always forget to do this stuff. This just in, guys.
Billionaire investor Thomas H. Lee found dead in office after suspected offing himself. Sorry, I keep avoiding keywords because I know other people on YouTube do that, and I think it's kind of helping when I do that, so I'm gonna just keep trying to do that. You guys can read though, obviously. Billionaire financier Thomas H. Lee has been found unalive in his New York office following an apparent unaliving of himself. Mr. Lee, 78, waited a while to do this, was reportedly discovered with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This kind of sounds like a movie trailer theme song. Crazy action, adventure. Can you handle the bullet train coming to theaters near you? Self-inflicted shot wound after police were called to his office on Thursday morning, just this past Thursday. 78 years old, he decided to wait until he might naturally die.
Why even bother? You're 78 years old. Are you guys with me? Come on, what's going on? What's the deal with this, guys? I mean, the guy's 78. I always like to just do like a corny middle-aged guy. Well, I'm middle-aged now. Just a corny older guy stand-up that's like generic. That's what I like to kind of do. So don't think I'm being serious when I'm not seriously trying a bit. I mean, you made it to 78. You'd think, let's ride this out to pasture or whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and just off myself here in my office. Not even going to go a nicer way out if you're going to do it. You know what I mean? What did happen there? Like, why did he choose this way to go out? He was 78 years old. He was not a young man.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, self-induced GD wound. So if it's working to confirm the official cause of death, I think we kind of know, folks.
I mean, I think we know the cause of death if it was
So he was a billionaire investor, worked on Fifth Ave in Manhattan, a Harvard graduate. He bought Snapple and then sold it and that's how he became a billionaire, I guess. He was involved in philanthropy, which means that he was doing shady shit, in my opinion.
Anytime now that I see, somebody's a philanthropist, he's trying to cover up some shit. I mean, look at Bill Cosby. He did all this supposed good work. He gave all this money, and then, you know, he was Bill Cosby, so. He said, I've been lucky to make some money. I'm more than happy to give some of it back, he said. He was an avid art collector, which that could mean, I don't know. Remember pizza-related gate? Who knows what kind of art this guy collected? Was it CP related? Was it Pete? Hank? Was it about sausage pizza? Was it about cheese pizza? He was a close friend of former U.S. President
Bill Clinton and his wife, Hillary Hinton. The Clintons, reportedly stayed at Mr. Lee's mansion after Hillary, unsuccessful 2008 campaign. So that's just the second one.
That's the second death related to the BNHC in the past, like, 2 weeks now. Maybe a week. I mean, why, you know? Let me just go ahead and look up now. What you're not supposed to talk about, guys. Well, I'm going to, all right? You're not supposed to talk about this, all right? Well, guess what? We just had some new people added to it, so might as well look it up. Apparently, no one... God. Well, Snopes debunked it, so I guess it's not true, right? Guess not, huh? I wonder if the Wikipedia updated it. Because now we just now have 2 people added to this C body count. Here we go, guys. Let me just, Look, I mean, I guess you could say maybe these are all coincidences, and because, like, they're all happen to know the Clintons, it doesn't mean they were, like, involved that much with it, with the C's, but I don't know, man. Well, that doesn't count. I don't think JFK counts. Really? Does it? I don't know. I don't think so. Some of these might be questionable. J. Epstein, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it was just them that was involved with that. I think that was, like, you know... I think, like, every high-up official who was a pervert, I mean, which is a lot of them, I think, they all were dealing with... You know, because I just recently heard that Jim Carrey, the actor, is suing someone because he's talking about him being on Schmepstein's island or plane. And just to prove that, let me see here. So he already had a weird fucking thing happen with his ex-girlfriend who offed herself in 2015, and her family sued him, but then it was dismissed, I guess. And I always thought that's why he went, like, real nuts. Like, remember when he went really nuts and started painting and he just was fucking weird? I think that had to be why. I mean, and I'm not even saying he had something to do with that, but I do think, guys, did he supply her with what she was taking to do that, if you know what I mean? Did he do that? I also think Patton Oswalt, he's still, I was going to say the late comedian. Anton Paswalt, the comedian, I think he gave his late ex-wife what she used to off herself also. So I think that's what happened. Well, I don't know anything about the Jim Carrey thing, though. I know more about it because I watched the whole HBO documentary on Patton's ex-wife because she helped catch, you know, supposedly the Golden State Killer. It's a really, like, interesting documentary, except a lot of it is focused on her, and it's like, you know, I wish it was more about the killer, because, like, she just seems like a sad, like, I'm not that surprised that happened to her, because, like, she was clearly mixing a bunch of pills with, like, alcohol, and, like, so, but I just feel like maybe Patton is what, there was something, like, in the documentary. Now, I'm not saying he did this on purpose or making any kind of allegations. Don't sue me, Patton, but, or do, because then people will, like, this podcast might get noticed. But there is a point in the documentary on HBO, you can guys go check it out for yourself, where he says, like, that night that, you know, before the morning that he found her not alive anymore, he told her, take these, you know, take this drug and just sleep until you, like, wake up, like, don't set an alarm. He literally says this, I think, in the documentary. So I think he gave her, or told her to take, but he probably got her the prescription of whatever it was, Ambien, whatever it was. Oh, it's probably, here's the thing, people really do take prescription pills like crazy. I mean, people willy-nilly will be like, just take a couple of Xanax or whatever, and, like, you can't really, you're not supposed to mix a lot of this shit with alcohol and other shit. Like, I know, like, people do it anyway, like, but I mean, it is bad to, like, constantly do that. It is bad. Everybody does it. Everybody takes anxiety medicine, they drink all the time. But I think too much of it, like, she probably was taking, like, I don't know, let me just guess. I'm going to guess probably, like, Xanax and sleep aid and maybe something else. Who knows? Like, those doctors out there are not responsible, probably. Like, celebrity people. Look at Michael Jackson. He was just prescribed all kinds of shit. That's what, like, and his doctor should have been in jail. I mean, they're all crooks. All of them are corrupt. Like, everyone, a lot of these psychiatrists, which is who the guys that write the scripts, I mean, you can probably just go to a regular doctor and get most of it anyway, but, like, maybe if you want special, more, I don't know, if you want to consult about, and then somebody will be like, I know a doctor that gives me this. Like, I've heard people talk like this. Like, this is common. Oh, I know a guy that just gives me Adderall. Like, I've heard someone say that before. I have a guy that just gets me. He even said, this guy was like, I just get Adderall from this guy. It's almost like he's my drug dealer because he doesn't even ask me questions. Like, that's what I overheard. So, like, you got to be careful. You can't just go, all right, I'm going to take a Xanax. Maybe later I'll just have, like, a bottle. She was drinking a lot, too. You could, from the documentary. She was basically a wine mom, which is, like I've talked about before, like, women kind of somehow got away with, like, oh, I'm just a wine mom. I love wine. Like, alcoholism, and they love true crime. And that's who this lady was. Like, she was all into true crime and wine. There's even a podcast called, like, Wine and True Crime or something. So, like, and I think just focusing on this horrible true crime shit probably made her, like, dark and depressed, so she just took more shit. And there was, like, one part in the documentary, it was like, oh, she just stayed in a hotel room for, like, a weekend and wrote. But it sounded more like she just took drugs in a hotel room, didn't leave the hotel, like, just took drugs all weekend, and drank herself to sleep every night. You know, just like, and these doctors are probably not even telling her anything. Like, here you go, here's a script. I mean, there really needs to be, like, I'm actually not, like, totally against all those drugs like that. Like, some people are just all against that. But you have to at least be responsible and tell people not to take a bunch of drugs and drink a ton of wine and whatever. She was maybe doing weed too. Who knows? Who knows what she was doing? Probably a lot of shit. So was Patton Oswalt, but he was always on tour, it sounded like. And I mean, yeah, he's a mental case too a little bit, but don't sue me. I'm not saying he did anything. I just think he probably wasn't. It sounded like he wasn't around and he was just telling her like, hey, like she was all bitching about finishing the book and he was just like, come on, just do it. Like, and he was just on tour all the time and not really there. So he probably has a ton of guilt he repressed with. It sounded like he started taking coping drugs about the grief of the loss of her. And he just, in the documentary, has like no emotion. He's just blank faced the whole time. I don't really think it's like good to like, oh, I'm grieving, I'll just take drugs to like, I don't think that's good. That's a natural thing. I mean, I'm not saying never take these drugs, but I don't know. I think they caused her death. Without that, I think she'd be alive, period. I mean, it's just vague. Even in the documentary, it's like they're being vague about it. But anyway, I don't know why this isn't coming up. So this YouTuber guy got a cease and desist letter. I've never heard of this YouTuber, of course, but he got a cease and desist letter from Jim Carrey's team that said, I'm suing anyone who reposts the Jay Schmepstein's flight logs with his name in it. His defense, Facebook fact checkers are on his side. Oh, what a shame, man. I thought Jim Carrey was becoming more like regular, like not regular, but like he was going like, he was saying, oh, Facebook is bad. I was like, oh, I agree with that. Like I was hoping he'd, I don't know. All this guy did, he said, I made a video featuring the list and his name was in it. And that's all he did. It was surprising that out of all the people he named, there was about 25. Jim Carrey is the only one to follow through and get upset. Huh. Maybe he really just doesn't want that to be a thing. Because, like, yeah, that's all that happens now. It's like it becomes a thing. But that was a really dumb idea. Like, he's not going to... Well, I guess, like, he's going to be sued now, isn't he? Because he got a cease and desist letter and he still talked about it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm being sued. But it might surprise you from whom the lawsuit is coming, which is Jim Carrey, of all people. Yes, Jim Carrey. So this pertains to the Jeffrey Epstein flight log video that I did that got, I don't know, like almost 3 million views, right? And anyway, so then I get this cease and desist. Wow. Jack Away, Alstain, Tylerman, Weatherman, and so on. Long, a bunch of attorney offices. It says, strictly confidential, not for publication or posting.
Man, imagine getting this. Well, I don't think he's probably wasn't like a really small YouTuber. It sounds like because he got 3 million views on it. That's probably why Jim Carrey's team sent this.
So what do? The first thing I do is publish it, of course. Basically, it says that all this stuff is categorically false, and it has prevented Jim from being...
It's so false, I have to send this to make you stop talking about it. That's how false it is, buddy.
Doing nothing lately. Like, he's probably relaxing, right? And that
have you know I'm actually working on several projects.
I have 48
Red shirt man.
to take it down, or Mr. Carrey is going to pursue legal action. It's going to sue my butt off.
Yeah, he probably... You know why he probably was like, all right, I'm going to talk about this? Because, like, he's going to be huge now. He already got 3 million views. Holy shit. Emily Ratajkowski posts cryptic... Oh, I should do that. Guys, I got some crazy entertainment news for you. Hey, all right, guys, just testing. Yeah, my computer just overheated and shut down, so just trying to continue. Just talking about this stupid fucking gossip article. But guess what? Nothing's gonna stop me from doing an entertainment news segment. Emily Ratajkowski ended situationship with Eric Andre.
Hey guys. Emily Ratajkowski ended her situationship with Eric Andre. I guess she had a little situationship. Just trying to spill the tea for you guys here. I don't. Oh, this is all just speculation, I guess. It's fucking stupid. I don't know, is anybody else,
Is anybody else, just fucking all these young models look the same to me anymore? I mean, she has, nice fucking tits, I guess. Is she the one that everybody talks about? Yeah. She's the one that dated maybe dated Pete Davidson. She probably dates another guy every day. I don't know. Eric Andre's probably pretty annoying. I mean, I can't see her even getting his humor. It's pretty weird, but I don't know. They all look the same. She looks just like one of the Jenners. They all look the fucking same to me. I guess I don't even know what the appeal is. I know she has a nice, great body, I guess, and stuff, but it's, almost too skinny for me. They just all look alike. I don't know. Looks like she had, lip shit done, which I hate. I don't know. Looks the same. She has, look at the work this lady has done. They all look the fucking same. I don't know. Yeah, so I guess that's really it. My computer shut down, but I was basically done anyway. I'm trying to salvage that. Just trying to bring you the latest gossip, guys. I mean, if you're dating, I don't know, if you're dating Eric Andre, Eric Andre posted this really crazy, well, not crazy. He was outraged about Kanye West because he's part Jewish, obviously. Eric Andre would not have been that upset if he wasn't part Jewish. It's always whatever, literally what the person is, that's the most outraged they're going to be. I think it was just fuck Andre. Kanye. God, what a dork. Look at this. So just keeping in mind that Eric Andre is himself part Jewish. Now, you don't really need to even say anything about Kanye. He made himself look stupid. You don't really need to even say it. Everybody knows it's dumb to say there's a lot I love about Hitler or whatever. I guess in October he posted
he posted do you really like Kanye's music more than your own ethics and morals? Is music that fucking special in general? You're that apathetic? It's time to change the fucking channel. I beg of you to unfollow me if you want to disagree. I don't want your money or attention or fandom. Please block me. I will never stop standing up for Jewish people and black people. White supremacy is terrorism. In an earlier story, he had shared a
photo of West with former President Trump with the words,
"Motherfuck this fucking racist." Hold on, there was more to the quote there. Anti-Semitic shit stain. Yeah, we all know it's stupid what he said. I don't know what, I feel like...
I don't know. He was just... Maybe Kanye was just trying to get out of contracts or something. I don't really... get how somebody could really think that stuff. Obviously, it's like so. If you did wanna just seem nuts and seem like, and you wanted to break all your contracts, you would do what he did. That's the thing, you know. So that's what makes me go, maybe he was trying to, I don't know. Is music that special? I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't really, what's your, like, look, if Kanye now makes songs, I think he did make a new song where he just said something like Hitler's cool or something at the end. If he said literally stuff like that in his music, yeah, I could see getting upset. Like, I could see why would you support literally saying that stuff in music. But his old music, like, and even his new music, if he doesn't, like, look, if he makes songs that are now, if he puts new music out and it's literally like, I love the H-Man. I love Adolf, you know? Like, he's great and he lists all these things that are great or about, and or like reads part of my struggle, you know what I mean? Then, like, yeah, why would you? I mean, I couldn't listen to it anyway. It's just too stupid. But, like, yeah, somebody's old music, like, nobody did that for any other artist. Nobody did that for Michael Jackson. They're not going to do that with Kanye. I mean, it's just not going to happen. I mean, the whole art, I know, like, yeah, I do. Like, I would have trouble listening to Bill Cosby's old specials, but, like, yeah, I don't really think you can just delete everything once you know, like, look at Rick and Morty. That show creator was like, got charged with a felony recently, and he's now like kicked out of Rick and Morty, but he's like the whole show. He does every voice and stuff. I don't think you like. It's not like I'm gonna go, I can't watch Rick and Morty anymore or the old episodes because this guy might be a piece of shit. I mean, I'm done with that now, you know. I used to be like, yeah, I don't know if I can really watch a Cosby special or something, but I guess now I'm starting to see how you kind of do have to separate the art, you know, from the artist a little bit. So make sure you do that when I get canceled, when I have outrage. Remember, separate these episodes from the new me. Maybe, well, in the future, I mean, people will just literally have to, like, raise their eyebrow in the wrong way and then they'll get canceled. They'll literally have to do thought crime. Maybe, like, that girl broke up with Eric Andre because he just kept going on about Kanye. Are you fucking serious? Like, she was trying to listen to his music, like his old music. She was listening to, like, Gold Digger or something. He was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Are you fucking kidding me, Emily? Get the fuck out. What the fuck? Are you that apathetic? Maybe he was really
just raging against her and we didn't know. You know? That would make more sense. Why all these guys are so crazy, like all those anti-Trump guys. Like Robert De Niro, I've talked about before, he was like so anti-Trump and I was like, what's going on in his personal life? Well, guess what, guys? He was married to a woman that they reportedly say was a MAGA. His ex-wife, they said, was a conservative. So I think that's why he went nuts about Trump. It literally was an issue in his personal life. Like, it did seem like it was, but you never would have guessed that. But, I mean, in Hollywood, his wife being a MAGA, like, Trump supporter, yeah, I would never have guessed that. But, you know, that does make a lot of sense why you'd be obsessed with, like, anti-Trump shit all the time. When he, like does sympathetic movies about murderers, and he says Trump's worse than them in interviews. I mean, come on. So, yeah, you know, think about that, guys. Okay? Yeah.
See you guys later.